The stories we make today would not exist without the wondrous tales of the dreamtime of First Nations people that inspired us as children. We acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners and storytellers of the land we record on today, and would like to pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging.
Hello, baddies, benders, and babes, and welcome to another episode of the Book of War podcast, an Avatar Legends real play.
Benders, baddies, and babes, you got it wrong.
The story of 4 runaways seeking the Book of War in a world without the Avatar. My name is Jesse Thomas, and I play Minh Fang, the Foundling, or the Homeling. He, him, a runaway from the Earth Kingdom who found a new home for themselves in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family secrets. Oy vey, big episode last episode. My Minh fact is about this little cave we're in. It's the Minh Fang. It's the Fang family meditation cave. It's there's lots of candles. It's completely carved. It's kind of got those. Do you all know like the giant steps in Ireland?
Yeah,
they've got these like it's these sections of basalt, which I think it's basalt. They're like octagonal.
I've seen them
columns.
actually.
Yeah, they're beautiful. But I think it's all of that inside the cave that has been made by fangs from years ago. But it's a spiritual place. You come here to heal and reconnect and talk to the ancestors. You can try it elsewhere. You can go to their statues and stuff, but here seems to be the most spiritual place naturally for the Fang estate. It's like they're like, oh, this is the really spiritual place. Let's put a cave here. And yeah, that's my Minh fact.
Nice. Hi, my name is Lucas. I play Tomo, he, him, the Razor, a combustion bender who likes to keep entrees and secrets close to his chest and is trying to redefine his place in the world. Tomo fact, he is angry and he is 1 tonfa short.
Oh. That's actually, it's quite funny because normally I penalise people for leaving things behind, but that's one I actually missed.
Yeah.
So that's good.
You're a tonfa down. I've got no rope.
No rope?
Yeah, Min's about rope.
Yeah.
Rope fury. Bro.
Fury.
It's just fury now. How many
And your Iron Mantis fly, singular. No, not Iron Mantis flies. Not that it ever was that. You're wrong.
You made me second guess my own fighting style.
like Jesse just made up a fighting style and said it's not that.
No, that is his fighting style.
Iron Mantis fly.
He still has 2 steel chopsticks.
Oh.
Hello. My name is Georgie Hazel and I play Nuro, the Destined, they, she, he, whatever you prefer. Nuro is a child from the strange and mystical Foggy Swamp, and due to the threat of war, Nuro had to leave the swamp with Banji. But stranger things might have followed them all out, and
I don't think I'd call that squad of firebenders Stranger Things, but
We saw the Stranger Thing last episode.
we did saw the Stranger Things.
Yeah,
So good to see it, my God.
I feel like the secrets of Nuro are slowly. I mean, no, I don't think there are any answers, but it's just starting to get weirder and weirder with Nuro. And I actually have a fact as well, and that is that despite any kind of fame isn't the right word, any kind of respect that they might have gotten in the swamp from their powers, they haven't actually had a true friend until stumbling upon this group of lads. So that's my Nuro fact. You're their first friends.
Nice.
How sweet.
I'm not going to ask who your favorite is.
I think we all know.
Kabosh.
You all know and you left her behind.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no. Neuro's going to wake up. And then...
Were you hoping that they weren't?
No, but like I just realized...
Yeah, you prepare yourself for that,
Yanni's not
Jesse.
gonna be there.
You're going to wake up, there'll be 5 kabajas around you being like, so I've got bad news.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ted Darling. I play Banji, the Guardian, he, him. I forgot as well last time that I changed it to a runaway from the Fire Nation army. who has instead chosen to use his strength to protect the vulnerable. My Banji fact for today is that the last fight was very, very upsetting for Banji. Not only was his current friend/family group threatened, he was put in a position that he had to choose between Nuro and Hikaru, which was very upsetting. But also, he then watched his previous family get beaten up and thrown into the desert.
Yeeted into the sand place forever.
So, yeah, his current family threatened and his previous family, who knows what happened to them. So he's not doing well.
Hello, my name is Ash. I'm the Grandmaster of the White Lotus. My fun fact for this week, normally I make it sort of a real world thing, but based on Jesse trying to Mari me last time, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to say that Fong, this character that I just named that came in, his name is Fong Fong, of the Fong family. And that's thanks to Jesse.
Fong, fong, fong.
Now he has to leave it in. Thank you so much, Lucas.
All the music, me.
Nuro, you are strangely unconscious in a world that doesn't really have consciousness. You are very out of it. And you are aware of three things. One, you are surrounded almost entirely by darkness, in the same way that you see with your visions. Two, there is something wrapped around your waist that you can't quite make out, that is trying to pull you in one direction. And three, there is a fox very, very close to the nape of your neck, tugging on your clothes, trying to pull you in the other direction. We cut back to those that are currently conscious. Now, I got a question for you. Do you want to resume exactly where we left off, or do we want to fast forward to everyone is drinking tea in the main chamber?
Just, sorry, I'm not in part of this, but like, I guess if that is the case, I would be in bed rest and you would all just be like waiting, maybe.
I think maybe we pick up Banji and Tomo are like sitting on a stool in one of the hallways, and then Fong and Min come out of a room, and Min's like, they're okay, they're gonna be fine, but they're, I don't know. He doesn't want to wake up. Something's going on with them. I think they just need rest, but you can visit them, talk to them. Yeah, but I think they just need to rest.
Minh Fang, would you have a teapot I can borrow?
I think Fong just like almost magically just pulls one out from behind his back. He's like, this one's only 300 years old. Will that do?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I can dash and get the 400-year-old one or the 800-year-old one, because we're currently drinking out of the 500-year-old one.
Some peace and quiet would be greatly appreciated, Master Fong.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Fong.
He stands exactly where he is.
Banji gets up from his stool and, like, head down, very sad body language, sort of walks into the room where Nuro is and sits by their bedside and just picks up one of their hands and holds it.
I feel there's no response. Like, it's that you sort of just secretly hope that you'll get that little twitch of a squeeze, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Goose Monkey. Remember how
Guten Monkey? Did I just hear Guten Monkey?
Guten Monkey.
Guten Monkey. Will you allow me to have some of that special tea still on me?
Special tea.
Let's roll. Let's roll push your luck to see if you still have any.
What?
That's a horrifying. So that came from two different sides of the table. Like one hand, the other hand.
11.
Yes, you absolutely do have some of this specialty.
I'm going to start brewing it.
Okay.
So Tomo sees this comatose little person there, and Tomo is gonna take out a little brazier, I suppose, like a travel brazier, let have that, and then start boiling. Putting the teapot on, take out a little container, pour some water in, and then just a sachet, this nondescript sachet, tea sachet, and start brewing something.
So I'll give you the choice. How many cups of tea are you planning to make?
How much do I have left?
You roll the 11. You tell me.
I have plenty, so.
Plenty?
Okay, that means you're getting a cup. Okay, in that case, I will say to my companions, it seems that Nuro, there might be something in the spirit plane that is holding them there. This tea may allow us to go in and to help them back.
I'm good. No thanks. No spirits for me, please. No spirit tea. I'm good. That sounds awful.
It is dangerous.
Yeah.
It is dangerous, that's true. Banji,
I'll do whatever it takes.
I start brewing 2 cups, if I may.
Oh, man.
Technically, you'll need to brew a third one
Oh,
for Nuro.
in that case, I will brew a 3rd.
And then Jesse just has to sit out for the rest of the
Yeah, I
episode.
guess. No.
I don't know how long this will take. 3 cups of this tea are brewed.
So do you guys need cushions or something? Or
Yes, please. Cushions.
I can get a bard in here with some music.
Just some sandalwood incense if you had any, but that's not the important thing.
I just sort of wave my hand to Fong.
Fong says, I could sing my Fong song if you would like.
No, don't sing the Fong song. Just get the sandalwood incense. The Fong song is for the Fangs only.
Oh, the Fang Fong song.
It's still the Fong song, but
Fong song for Fang.
only the. Just get the sandalwood incense, Fong. Thank you.
This is...
He means well.
You see Fong walk out the door and almost within the second he walks from the other side of the door with the sandalwood incense. So it took me a while to find. I'm sorry.
Fong, it's fine. It's okay. Thank you.
He stands there.
I put my hand out for the incense.
Oh, he's there, it's there.
It's lit.
It's lit. It's ready. It's in a.
Oh, he's already doing it.
I found the 150-year-old incense holder. I thought that was appropriate for this.
Sure, yeah, sure. Whatever. Tomo, what is this tea exactly? Where'd you get it? What is it? What's it gonna do? I just need to know if you guys start shaking on the ground or something, if I need to intervene, or will you guys be fine?
This was a gift from the late Queen of Omashu.
Right.
It will send us into a trance, and it will allow us to enter the spirit world.
And do you think that Nuro is stuck in the spirit world in their dream or something?
Would you take this chance?
I just don't know how you're so sure.
Do you trust me?
Yeah.
Then that's enough.
All right.
But if somehow, for some reason, Banji and I and Nuro don't come back out, there's enough there for you too. But give us a while. We should be okay.
All right. Okay. All right. I trust you. Banji, are you sure about this?
Man, I don't have any other choice. It's because of me that Nuro is like this, and I need to do whatever I can to bring
Banji,
them back.
I don't think that's true. I'm sorry. I mean, take responsibility and all that. That's fine, but Nuro is their own person, and they can fight. And Yanni's the one we left, not Nuro. I think you need to stop blaming yourself like this because it's not going to help. It's not going to help Nuro. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help us. I think I'm going to guide and comfort him again.
Okay.
That is not the good. I know I do that a lot, but I don't roll well. So I have a negative to everything. So that's a 2, guide and comfort, and a 2. So I fail.
Minh Fang, Nuro was on my back. I knew what Hana could do, and still it happened. I'll feel a lot less responsible when they're back and they're awake.
All right, just look at both of you. I'm like, be careful. I don't understand a lot of spirit stuff, but that's because I know to leave the spirits well enough alone. They are a complicated and confusing people. Everything I've read about them is contradictory. Nothing about the spirit world makes sense in even the most educated people's writings.
Fong sort of like huffs and says, "Your father would not say the same."
Yes, but my father isn't here. Is he, Fong?
Yes, and you shouldn't be either.
I know, and that's the other thing. We can't stay here for too long. I think we've maybe got 2 days at most. I think we do this, we take a day to rest, we sleep, we have a meal, and then we get going.
The tea's going cold. I'm going to move this scene on.
I'm going to say, Minh Fang, thank you. I know.
Okay.
We
all right.
do not do this lightly. Banji, calm your mind. Focus on Nuro. Your thoughts will help guide us there.
Banji just sort of looks at Min and points and says, "Take care of my dragon or I'm going to haunt you." And then he winks and shuts the tea.
Oh, there's that cool Banji that no one thinks is cool.
I'm like, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
We flash back to this darkness. Nuro, you're again in and out, and you see that even though you're surrounded by darkness, somehow the place that you're trying to be dragged to is darker. You just feel it's darker. And
I'm kind of in and out. Did you say?
yeah.
Yeah.
But this time you feel like just complete and utter renewed. The second you're awake, it's almost like your fox friend that was struggling just picks up and says, "No, I can't," and keeps pulling back.
Mr. Fox? What happened? Why did my tummy hurt so bad?
As the fox continues to try and pull.
Okay.
Let's flash back to the room. I feel that the two that have taken the tea and also given some to Nuro have fallen into that trance state. I think that you almost notice pretty much immediately their breathing synchronizes and becomes very steady and very slow.
Okay. Fong, let me know. Come and get me if anything happens. I need to... Mother sent me to do some things. I'll be at Bo Fang's statue and then I'll probably go into the cave. So, if anything happens, just come and grab me and I guess I'll drink the tea as well.
So for those playing at home, I nodded at least 3 times, but I didn't have any words to say. So, yes, nod.
And I'm sorry I've been gone so long. It's just what had to happen. I'm sorry.
I understand, but your hair has grown in very nicely, of a young man becoming of the Fang family.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. It is a bit disheveled, but, I can comb it or whatever. All right. Thank you. I will... yes, come get me.
I don't know about these shoes, though, as you walk away.
I'll get some from my room.
They will not fit. So, how long's it been since you've been at the Fang family home? Like 6 years? 7?
Maybe. I think we would have, when they were in the Northern Water Tribe, they might have gone home a few times, but not for long.
It's been, yeah.
Yeah. You're right, actually. Nothing in his room would probably fit him, actually.
If you were to put on any of your clothes, you would look like your Banjo, the bending merchant.
Tight, athletic.
Swole.
You walk to the main chamber, where I feel there's a staircase that sort of goes up, almost like a twin staircase around, and right in the middle is this statue of... Is it the founder of your family?
Yes, Fang.
Fang. And I don't remember the exact words I said. I think it was something like there was something on his belt or his chest, a place that you could put this stone that was given to you.
Yeah, I think so. There's this big statue of Fang, and I think the first thing that's pretty obvious to any outside looker is that Minh Fang's hair is pretty much exactly the same as Fang's. Like he has very clearly styled it off of this statue that he's seen all his life. He's a well-built earthbender, very stereotypical of what they look like, but on his side you see a massive gourd, and along the base of his feet, almost put out there as offering, is just like different bottles of alcohol and wine and rice wine and sake, like as an offering, with a couple of few candles and some oranges as well, like these big plump oranges, like almost the size of your head.
You could have a eating competition with one of those.
Yeah.
Is that why Minh Fang feels so weird about alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it is actually.
You've just reminded him of this thing that he didn't know yet.
No, I just didn't think it would be appropriate. Like, there's no real point to bringing it up now, but like, because there's no one from Min to talk to about it. But yeah, that there is something there,
cool.
which we could, I'm sure, maybe explore at some point. He walks up to the statue and he sort of pushes a few of the bottles aside and like hoists himself up on. And on Fang's belt, there is like sort of these ripples of earth and licks of flame. And he sort of pulls out this stone and like pushes it into right in the center.
It's got a satisfying click too when it goes in. Like it's got that Indiana Jones click. And
I don't actually know what else. I don't actually know what happens when I put this in. So
I think that what happens is that you see the statue begin to like rotate, as if like a secret entrance is like going to appear from underneath, and then in classic Fang fashion. I don't know much about this person, by the way. I've just decided I'm making liberties here. I think that as it starts to turn around, it just like falls over. And then like in like the base of the statue, that's the way down.
yeah, there's just like some really like rough hinges on the rock that just sort of flip open like a...
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, you think it's like, oh, it's going to be like super elaborate. It's just like, no, the thing just falls over and it's like, you just get in now.
It's really hard rock though, so it damages the stairs every time it's opened. You can see there's like a stair that's just missing a section because that's where the statue falls.
And you're always like, I always wonder why that was like
I just
like
thought
that.
they were lazy. I offered to fix these stairs for so many times, and every time Fong was like, no, mustn't touch the stairs.
Your Fong sounds remarkably like your Boomy.
Yeah, that's true. Min can't. Min's bad at impressions.
I just think it's old authority figures you've just got problems with.
Yeah, probably. Minh Fang will go down the stairs pretty apprehensively. He's not sure what this is. He just knows that his mum's like, yeah, go here. And I'm like, all right.
You make your way down the spiral staircase. And I think it's one of those fancy mechanisms that as you do, like little sort of candle lanterns light on the way down, like illuminating your path. And you descend deeper than you expected that you would. Let's flash over to the lads who have had the tea. I feel that you wake. And you... Ted, have you rolled your protector's burden?
I still have a +1 carried over from the last episode. Although I can re-roll it again.
Re-roll it for something fun.
You're fun, Ash.
Not sure if that was an insult or...
Don't let anyone ever tell you you're not fun.
Thank you for the for the lift up, Jesse.
You're welcome.
Just what I needed.
Yes, I got 11, so I get I rolled 11 for my protector's burden, so I get +2.
All right. You have a choice here. You are now, I don't want to like take your autonomy away from you, but you can fumble around wildly, completely without direction in the spirit realm for forever, or you can tap into the traces of your former burden. Like I said, I don't want to take autonomy from you. You can do whatever you want. If you've got another way to get through this, that's fine. But I'm giving you a freebie with your 11.
Yeah.
If you want to try and figure out where your former ward was.
Yeah, I think Banji would sort of wake up and look at his hands. Actually, and here's an interesting point. When Banji was talking to Hikaru said, if you ever enter the spirit realm, the measure of your person will be shown. What does Banji look like in the spirit realm?
Currently, you are small.
Oh.
Like, under normal circumstances, when you are you would be big, but you have taken a few hits. And right now, you are much smaller than I reckon you're probably about Nuro. Neuro-sized at the moment.
Yeah, nice.
Which I think is very... Whereas Tomo is exactly Tomo-shaped.
Yeah.
I don't think that Tomo has changed in any way, shape or form.
Yeah, so Banji kind of looks at his smaller hands and gets a familiar pull that he used to get when Nuro would be separated from him. So, you know, when we kind of talked about that in previous episodes, we never really established what that pull was. But I feel like whatever it was is present. Although Nuro is no longer his ward, there's still some kind of connection because he took them out of the swamp.
I think it's almost physical. I think that like you can like it's almost like a thin strand of string, but because it's not like yours anymore, it's almost like, this might sound weird, but it's like where it was. You know, if you were to have like a guitar, right, that was covered in dust, and you snapped one of the strings, and you would just see where that line was, where the dust hadn't hit it. That sort of impression.
Be like if Banji tried too hard to hang on or let go, it would just like disappear, kind of like it's that hard to
I think
keep
that
a grasp on.
I think that's exactly it. You know that this thing is there by will of it being there, and there's nothing you can do to affect it. If you do, you don't know what will happen.
Yeah, okay.
Like, you know, you can't hold it. You can't physically hold it. You also can't let it go.
Yeah.
Tricky.
The space that you're in is brighter than you'd expect. The sky around you is almost pure white. And Tomo, I think that you would notice this because you pay attention to the things around you. You look at the trees that are in the area, and they're almost identical to where those trees were on the Fang property. Matter of fact, a lot of the landscape looks relatively similar. Except there's no leaves on them. The trees almost look black. They don't look burned. That's not quite the right term. They almost look like they're just made out of darkness. And you feel that this is a very lifeless, very unforgiving space.
We're in the upside down.
Banji's going to look up at Tomo. Tomo, where are we? What did your tea do to us?
The stranger things have come to you now.
Tomo! That's what I'm picturing.
Tomo, what have your tea done to us?
Banji, it's okay. It's okay.
Why am I small?
We are close. But you're right. Your little legs, we're not going to move fast. And Tomo kneels down. Do you want to hop on?
Oh, I've never done this, but it could be fun.
I think you've earned it. Come on, buddy. Get on. Get up there.
Should I continue with the high voice, or is it irritating?
I love
think
it.
Maybe just
Phase it out.
phase, like just a little tiny bit back.
I'm sure you.
Still do it. Just like not like up here. Just like do it down here.
Maybe just about here.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the right
good.
size. You were slightly too infantile.
This is Banji for power. I've seen Nuro and I do this all the time. Of course I'll jump on your back.
Yep. Come on.
And Banji kind of climbs up onto Tomo's back.
This is great.
All right, now which way?
And Banji just sort of closes his eyes and points at the direction that he feels that kind of pull.
I would like you to roll skills and training for this one.
Skills and training. Do my conditions count in here?
Funnily enough, no.
Awesome.
Don't worry, there are other things that don't work here.
That is an 8.
Okay. You begin to make your way. You begin to follow this thing, and you realize that it is winding. It is not, as you would expect, a straight line. And that will take you a little while.
Now, Banji, you cannot bend in here. So if we run into anything, try not to agitate it.
Okay.
And stay close. Don't. Oh, you're so cute. Don't separate. Stay together, whatever happens.
I think as you say that, Banji, you're looking over at one of the trees and you see this thing that it kind of looks a little bit like a goblin, but in place of its head, it's got one big eye. And as you sort of lean in close to have a bit of a look at it, the eye just opens up and they're teeth and it sort of snaps at you.
Sure.
Yeah, Tomo picks up the pace.
Yeah, Banji just sort of clamps down onto Tomo's back a bit more.
Darn.
I don't is this what Nuro has to go through every day?
I don't know, but let's keep moving. Let's keep going.
I mean, you're moving. So.
Nuro, I feel that you're becoming more and more conscious. Your self is returning. Your sense of self, that is. This pull is still happening, and you feel that your fox friend is getting more and more tired.
Okay, so just to clarify, I've got something pulling me one way and the fox trying to pull me the other.
Yep.
Okay.
And like I said, there's no way to tell, but it is the impending sense of darkness that you're being pulled towards.
Yeah, I think potentially it might have been some of that tea as well that might have helped.
Zhuzh you back.
Zhuzh me back. And so I guess they kind of wake a little bit more with a start and kind of and feel whatever it is around their tummy and feel that they kind of look up and look dead in the eyes of their fox friend and they look terrified maybe what and I'm I try and start clawing at what's around my tummy but can't quite get a grip on it, can't quite get it off me, so I start trying to claw at the ground and I don't know, I feel like they need to stay calm in this situation, but they're really struggling to right now.
Roll push your luck.
Okay. Come on, baby.
Oh.
That is a 8.
A8. So you're trying to remain calm or you're trying to get this thing off of you?
I think they're not really finding any purchase. I think that to really figure out what they need to do to get out of the situation, they do need to calm down kind of immediately. So that's what the goal is. They kind of stop scrabbling. They realize that that's not going to help.
I think that you try, because you've watched Minh Fang do what Minh Fang do, I think that you sort of stop and think, how would he deal with this situation?
Yeah.
And you dart your arms straight down into what would be ground, but it's not. It's weird. It's nothing that can be described. So you dart your arms straight down, but it does give you a grounding sense of purpose, as if you've just grabbed a bunch of earth and stayed there. And while you're not being dragged nearly as much, you can see that it has given some reprieve to your fox friends.
Okay. I guess I'm very limited in the spirit space and what I can actually do, but
You say that, but you just got to try it.
Okay. I I think I want to. Well, first of all, I want to assess the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to roll for that.
Roll for that.
That is a 9.
9 is excellent for you. You have one question to ask, including your
Yeah.
weirdo questions.
Yeah. So I guess my most relevant weirdo question: how can I bring about peace here? Essentially.
Okay.
If that kind of works. Peace for Nuro, peace for whatever this situation is.
Peace for Nuro is you need to be introspective here. This is not a physical fight. This is something much more. And maybe you know what it is, maybe you don't. I'm not going to make that decision for you. But you definitely feel that you can make a change, but the change has to come from within.
Okay. I guess with that realization, they do realize that there is some kind of internal battle, whether or not like that is with themselves or the swamp, which I think is what is happening here.
Now you're picking up on how I like to play this game. I'm going to leave this question, which is there, and the question is it Nuro or is it the swamp?
Yeah.
Let's flash back over to Minh Fang. Minh Fang, you walk down into what can only be described as catacombs. There's no, it's not like there's bodies buried, but the style, the narrowness of the walls, the way that, there are arches sort of all the way through, just the general design is just so catacomb-like. And you see there are ancient scrolls across the way. You pull out one at random, and it's got a family history, like a family tree, but only to, a few hundred years back. It's not. Well, actually, how long ago was Bo Fang the founder of this family?
Bo Fang would have done it 50 years into the Kyoshi era.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, we had a long history of Kyoshi and her life. And then Roku also didn't exactly perish immediately.
so it's
and then
it's
7 years past that. So, okay.
It does go back longer, but like in terms of like the modern Fang family that is here, from Bo Fang forward is from like 50 years into the Kyoshi era.
And he was the one that rose it to prominence, didn't he?
Correct. He was the one that legitimized the family.
I see.
As like a prominent family in the Earth Kingdom. Before that, they weren't really respected. They weren't like a family. They would never have gone to any sort of court. They wouldn't have had any sort of say. They were just like a lesser family that was under charge of a more important family. But now then Bo Fang made them an important family.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that at some point you come across an open chamber. And in this open chamber, you see what can almost be described as a sarcophagus. It's not quite right, though. It's strangely made. The rock that it's made out of, I think that you would recognize the rock. That it seems to have been made out of volcanic rock.
Yeah.
And you know without a doubt that this is Bo Fang's crypt. Roll assess the situation for me.
Okie dokie. This is not good for me. No.
Do you want to use my dice?
No.
Do you want to get good?
It's more the conditions I'm worried about.
Ooh,
It's a
that's
6 so it's a 6. It's a 6. Because I've got a -2 to assess the situation. So what happens there?
I'll tell you exactly what happens.
You can add your creativity.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a 7. I'm so sorry. Minus
Why did you have to tell him how the rules work here?
So I get to ask one. What here can I use to blank? Who or what is in the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What should I be on the lookout for?
You know, there is a reason this is called your spiritual home. You are also feeling little tingles on your neck, like just all around your skin in general. that you kind of get when Nuro does weird Nuro things. And you're beginning to realize that maybe you do need that tea after all.
Damn it. Every time I try, they just keep pulling me back in.
You just hear your dad, like, that was your dad's laughing in the background.
my dad laughing.
You can hear it echo down the corridor, and you're just like, I know that you're in my head. Time to get spiritual, sport.
Yeah, I literally hear him say that to like, he obviously doesn't, but like Min hears him say that in his brain. He's like, fine, Dad. All right, I'll go drink the tea. He runs back up and starts preparing a tea to take down.
There is an extra cup. Was it all poured, Lucas, or was it?
There'll still be enough for one more cup.
Yeah, okay.
Tomo has to
I'll
force it.
reheat it and then
Yep.
just stoke Tomo's little brazier thing.
Just get Banji's finger and just like
Just like flick it.
Just try and make him click. Yeah. I got it. There it is.
I think Fong immediately sees me try to do anything, and he just immediately comes up and lights it for me. I'm like, I was gonna do it. It's fine. And he'll pour himself another cup when it's hot. He does while he's here. He just has a quick look at the other two and see all of them, and just see what the expressions like on their faces and how they're going.
No one's moved.
Okay.
I have to admit, I suppose if you were to like look really, really closely, Banji's like neutral face has dropped slightly. You know how you've got on a scale of most dissatisfied to completely satisfied,
sure.
like how the smile changes on the slider.
Yeah.
It's dropped slightly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's now slightly dissatisfied.
All right. I'll sort of look over to Nuro as well, and I'll just give him a pat on the head and just be like, "They're coming, buddy. They're coming. You'll be okay." And then, I'll take the tea down and I'll just start like a bit more hurried, like running with the tea back down. I'm like, I'm running out of time. I need to...
This is a wonderful image I can see.
Yep.
Once you get there, I just want to hear this from Jesse. How does Minh Fang set himself up, having heard about the sandalwood incense and like the cushions and the whatever else?
I think he just ignores all of that extra stuff. I think he's like, nah, this isn't spiritual stuff. This is family stuff. So he takes off his shoes, he rolls up his sleeves and his like pant legs, and takes like a practice earthbending stance. I think when like really early earthbending training is about like being steadfast, and one of the things he would have remembered is like, I think maybe Toph makes Aang do it at some point. She makes him sit under a waterfall and not move. I think he enters that stance. He sits down, feet flat against each other, like not fists curled, but like sort of arms wide out on his thighs, sort of bracing himself. And he sort of breathes in and breathes out.
For those playing at home, it's almost like a sumo wrestler like pose that Jesse's pulling here as he's sort of doing and visualizing this.
And then he breathes in and breathes out, and he slows his breathing down. He really tries to take it slow. And then when he thinks he's ready, which probably takes him about 5 minutes, he opens his eyes, he leans down, he drinks the tea, places it back down on its saucer, and takes the same pose and continues to breathe.
I think no sooner have you closed your eyes after sipping the tea, and you hear directly in front of you a voice say, "Well, with that hairstyle, there's only one person it could be."
You?
Close enough. Let's cut over to our other spirit walker boys.
So Banji is anytime, he's still on Tomo's back, and anytime we kind of take a bit of a turn, he's just got his eyes closed and his fingers almost like a dowsing rod, just sort of pointing to where he feels that pull. And go this way, Tomo. Turn left. No. Sorry, look right. No left.
Tomo's being super patient. He knows how the spirit world works. It's wild here. And he's also kind of keeping his eye on the periphery for anything, nasty.
I think at some point there is like a spirit directly in the way that that Banji's saying you have to go. How does Tomo deal with that?
How big is the spirit?
It's about Banji sized. Current Banji sized.
Let me at him.
Pick on someone your own size.
Tomo is gonna stop like quite a few paces away from the spirit, just sort of bow politely, and then basically just try to walk around it as as quickly as he can.
Roll plead.
Oh god.
In essence, you're rolling harmony, but what is this? What is this face that you are pulling?
It's 2 1s.
Oh.
Which is great because Tomo actually has -1 to harmony, so that's just a 1.
That's just a 1. I think this thing looks like, for lack of a better term, it is a bunny rabbit. Like, you know.
Oh shit.
It looks like that. Tomo. I'm making a hard move here. You see this bunny rabbit as you start to walk away from it. You see this bunny rabbit leap through you. Literally, it just comes out of like your tummy stomach area. And as it does, you see that it's eating something. And you realize it's the food that you'd eaten most recently. You realize that where there's always that little pang of hunger, it's just not there.
Huh?
You're just not hungry. You are just not hungry. You can surmise that this thing has just eaten your appetite.
Does the rabbit pass through me as well?
No, you're slightly higher up.
Tomo is going to.
So you can't feel one of your, like, you're actually, it swung past like your small toe that goes a bit numb. You can't feel, no.
Tomo's appetite is not just an indulgent thing, it is a survival thing.
Yeah.
He needs a lot of fuel to burn. I think. Can I roll something? Just to...
You can roll whatever you want. Like, this is your world. I'm just telling you what the repercussions of rolling a natural one in the spirit realm is.
Yep. As much as Tomo's is concerned about that, I think Nuro's life, he feels Nuro's life is much more important than his at the moment, so he's going to stay on track. But he is going to remember that rabbit.
Because Banji has his eyes closed, he's just going to kind of kick the stirrups.
Are you kicking the stirrups or are you kicking the microphone stand?
Yeah,
Take your pick.
He's just, going to kind of like, come on, Tomo, let's mosey. He doesn't know what's happened.
No. Tomo's like, just, yep. Let's go.
Again,
Let's go.
it's weird because nothing feels wrong. Like, it's the weird, you now have an emptiness of emptiness. What felt empty is now not empty. It's just not there. It's a very strange sensation. Nuro, you're currently in a stable position in terms, like, you can feel you can't stay in this position for long. That pull is ever constant. And I think that's the easiest way to, it's not strong, it's constant.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do a couple of things. One thing that they're going to maybe initially try and do is try and scare. It's like
You casting magic missile at the darkness.
yeah, like not quite tremble before me, but they're trying to get into that but they realize that they can't. Or
Just roll.
it's not necessarily what they want to come to a decision for, though. Like, they want to try something and realize it doesn't work.
That's okay. I just want to see roughly what happens. I guess roll with passion.
Okay. 7.
I think on a 7, You realize as you go to like almost channel that.
Go of me, like kind of like just.
You go to channel it and you realize that you slide closer towards the darkness.
Yeah.
But then you almost drop that persona almost instantly.
Yes.
And you right, no, can't do that again.
Yeah. Nuro just locks eyes with the fox and just remembers the words that they said to them. And that's like, you are you. You are you. And so Nuro is just like, I'm me. I'm just Nuro. I'm just me. It's just me. I am me. Like that kind of like self-affirming kind of talk.
Got that mantra.
Yeah, that mantra of like, I am Nuro. And just locking eyes with the fox and just trying to hold on to something.
I think the fox also there.
Yeah, I am me. They're desperate at this point. Just like, I am me. Just like nodding, like trying to make themselves believe that.
Is there anything else you want to do before I duck over to one of the others?
No. I think they're in that mantra. They're just like, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Minh Fang, you open your eyes and you see almost an identical replica of the statue, sans the stone skin.
Yeah. Hi. Great.
Yeah. One of them.
One of the great ones. Yeah. Hi. I don't know why I'm here, but I think I need to ask you for some help.
Okay. Well, sometimes people come to me for help. Sometimes they avoid me for help. That's a big old Fang tradition.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of your writings are nonsense and they don't make a lot of sense.
Oh, don't worry with writing. I don't know that I ever really learned to read.
Yeah, that much is evident.
I definitely wrote more books than I read.
I'm starting to believe this was a mistake.
No, there's no mistake. You're a Fang. I can feel it in your blood.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing.
So, I think... We're here, right? Like,
Yeah,
you're aware of what could happen here?
I think so. Yeah.
I think that Bo Fang... like, he stamps a foot and launches a fist towards you in that classic earthbender fashion, and the fist bump hits you directly in the chest. And reminiscent entirely of Doctor Strange being pushed out of his own body,
Yeah.
you see out of, like, the easiest way to describe it is that your blood comes out. Like, because this is not your physical body, right? And, like, what would be your blood comes out. And you look at it and you see it glimmering. There is fire in your blood. And he looks and he says, "You're a Fang, boy."
I know, but my dad's a Northern Water Tribe and Mum's Earth Kingdom, and every time it's happened, I've had to run away, and I'm tired of running, and I can't keep running, and I don't want to do it.
Well, this is interesting. Waterbender, you say?
Yeah.
And an earthbender.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah?
One of them is standing your ground. The other one is redirecting things to your advantage. I was worried you could have been an airbender. That would have been terrible.
No, they're all... they're not around anymore.
What?
It's hard, it's complicated. The Fire Nation of...
No, don't tell me. It just...
Yeah.
It confuses everything.
He sort of looks at it and he said, my mother, our family words are ash and dust because that's all you get. And
That's not quite true, young fella. That's all you leave behind. And at the end of the day, the question is that what you want to face? Or is that what you want to turn away from?
what I want to face is... and he sort of starts breathing heavily. And you like, I think in this space, wherever he is, his heart just like starts pumping. And because like there's no blood.
Well, I think that actually almost sucks this blood that was just floating around.
There's just this thumping and this thumping and this thumping, and Min's mind goes back to this moment in military school, in earthbending military school, and he's getting teased and he's getting pushed around, and there's this thumping, and he starts breathing, and it's almost like he can't breathe. It's almost like he has this anxiety attack. And it cuts back to the Northern Water Tribe, and it's sort of similar again. He's getting teased, he's getting pushed around and laughed at, and there's this anxiety and this thumping and building and building and building.
What happens then is you see in this memory, which is exactly how it happened, you see Bo Fang take a step forward where you were about to do something, and he does it. What does he do?
Bo Fang like just jumps and he thrusts his hands into the ground and rips them up in a violent scream, and just plumes and volumes of molten rock rip up through the ground in a violent, raw display of bending. And all the people that were teasing Min just start screaming and running away. And Min is there's just this ringing in his ears where he's just remembering and reliving this, and he runs and he runs and he runs and he runs, and then he's back in this space, and it's Bo Fang in front of him again, and his blood's back in his body and his heart's just pumping.
You chose to go the other way. The question is that you, or is that what your parents told you to do? See, the beauty of this thing is that you could have kept going. But you didn't, and that's fine. Because you are the master of your own destiny. Hey, you can even blame me for doing that. Anytime anything happens, blame old Bo Fang.
I don't want to do that.
Well, then, and he was like shoves you, like.
Stop pushing me around, and he pushes him back.
This is a very solid man. Roll. It's skills and training. Unless you've got a different move.
I want to roll with heritage.
Yeah, okay.
+2.
Mark a fatigue, and you roll with +2 heritage.
Full fatigue. That's an 11. Yes.
Well, it's funny because I was going to say I'll give you a +1 as well because heritage is the perfect thing to use in this situation, but you don't need it. What happens to Bo Fang when you push him?
I think he turns back into his statue, and he just turns into just like his hand pushes into Bo Fang, and instead of him like pushing back out from where Min touches him, he just flashes and the rock heats up and melts away, and I think I just sort of hear him laughing.
I need a drink.
Yeah. And Min sort of realizes, and he's like, I need to find Nuro. And he starts running. Wherever he is in this space, he just starts running towards instead of away. And he's running towards his friends.
Perfect. The two taking it slow and steady are moving at a pace, and I think that you feel, not even feel, you see this almost sphere of darkness directly ahead of you. And it's almost winding back to the cave that Hikaru was in. It's not quite the same. This is the spirit realm. It's not where it is, but it feels like it's back there. And you see surrounding this sort of cave entrance that leads to this sphere of darkness, has this sort of mossy tinge to it. It's got that almost vines draped over the front of it. And as you start to meander towards it, you actually see Minh Fang running. He's going in a completely different direction, but you see him further off, like just running at a speed that isn't human. It's like every step he takes, he moves like 5 or 10 meters, which is however many feet for our American listeners. It's one of them. 20 feet.
20.
Yeah, they move 20.
30, I think.
They move 30 feet per. Yeah, 10 meters would be 30 feet, give or take.
Yeah.
Do you know what
30
I'm
feet
picturing?
per round. Yeah.
I'm picturing Edward Cullen in Twilight, just like that, sort of like.
You can leave.
I'm proud to say I've never
Hold on
seen.
tight, spider monkey.
Oh, no.
That's what Tomo says to Banji.
No.
And that's where we'll leave it, everybody. Thank you.
Shut it down. Burn it all.
Yeah, he has not seen you. He has not clocked this sphere. He is just running forward, and in his wake is just. It's weird, Banji. I think that you see it because you hear it and you look down, and it's almost like he's leaving like flames behind him.
That's strange.
Minh Fang.
Min just sort of like comes to a screeching halt and then starts looking around, and he sees Tomo and Banji like on his shoulders and tiny, and he's sort of like, what? And he starts running over. He's almost there too fast. What's happening? Why is Banji small?
Why are you leaving flames behind you?
Do you know what? It's a long story. We'll talk about it later. We need to go. Where's the kid?
Tomo just like with his head just kind of nods towards the sphere of darkness.
Come on. Let's go. Stop this. Stop this.
I can't. I don't know what's happening.
He grabs him. He's like, you can, Banji. You can. You can do anything. You can stop running. You can be strong. You can be fierce. You can be fire. Go. Come on.
Roll guide and comfort and give yourself a +2 because that was excellent.
You're just shaking a child.
Because you're not a child. But he's like, 2, 2, 2, 6. Help me.
Yes, absolutely. Tomo's like getting this vibe and was like, yep. Banji, this is a place where anything can happen. You are strong. Stronger than any other Fire Nation soldier I've ever met.
You're a dragon.
You are a dragon.
You know what? You're right. I can't stop. I'm a dragon, and I need to get Nuro. And then Banji just like sprints into the.
Oh, I'll clear guilty. Maybe do I choose or do you choose?
Yeah, do I choose or?
You choose what
Yeah.
condition it is.
Or,
I think I'm gonna take away insecure.
nice.
Yeah, nice. As you're running away, though, what question do you ask Minh Fang?
Can I bank it and ask it later?
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I'm banking this whole episode. Wink.
The wink. All right. You rushed in. I think that Nuro, you almost hear this happening. Like, it sounds almost like when someone's underwater and they hear people talking above them. But you hear the voices of your friends. What do you do?
That makes Nuro perk up almost immediately. I think in this space, besides the fox, they've just, I think, felt really alone waking up in this, kind of forgetting that they do have people. So I think in hearing that voice, that does, again, just kind of reinsert that, like, they are real. They have a life. They have people.
You are more than you.
I am more than me. And I suppose that just kind of reinvigorates, like, I mean, they've just kind of, they've gone to determination. So I like one step towards determination. So I think in just hearing their friends' voices, that strength, that this inner strength just kind of starts filling them again. And instead of like trying to hurdle like fear or anger at this thing that's dragging them, like Nuro kind of like looks away from the fox and is just like really determined, like, I am me. I make my own destiny. Let me go.
You feel this thing unravel. And it begins to retract to whatever darkness it was. You look down And you see that one tendril hasn't left. It's not attached anymore, but it's wrapped around your waist, just as a reminder. And lads, I think this sphere bursts. I think that you look in and
I'm probably like grabbing onto the fox, probably.
and you see Nuro on their knees holding this fox.
Banji sprints in and just like also tears in his spirit eyes because he sees Nuro and that Neuro's up and awake and with the fox. He just kind of runs in and slides and grabs him from behind into like a big hug.
Tell me sweet spirit eyes.
We won. We won. You're okay.
Banji, I'm so happy to see you. It's so dark in here.
It's all right. We're here with you. It's okay. Don't worry. We're here. And Tomo's here and Minh Fang's here as well.
Man, what are you all doing here? How'd you get...
We're all here. That's all that matters.
We came to get you, all right? You're not alone. You don't have to do this alone.
You've never been alone.
That's right.
Wait, hang on.
That was the fox.
Wait.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to ignore that. Because I'm confused and scared, and that's okay. Nuro, it's okay to be confused. It's okay to be scared because we're here with you.
Fellas, I really don't know what I'm doing.
Hey,
None of
I
us.
don't fucking know either. And I'm sorry for swearing.
Banji like picks up Nuro and is just kind of like, we won. It doesn't. None of us know what we're doing. We're all just runaways trying to make it. Find some kind of balance with each other. And then sort of nods to the other boys and like opens up his arms for like a hug for everyone to come in.
Yeah, I'll actually go join the hug this time. Yeah, Min'll just get down. I'd put an arm around Banji and like invite Tomo in with his other open one. Be like, whatever happens, it's the four of us are gonna get through this and find this stupid book or whatever. I don't know, man.
Tomo is going to just look around and he's just going to say to you all, friends, I love you all dearly, but calm down. In this place of spirits, they are drawn to powerful emotions.
I think that in that you see that there are some of these creatures these eyed creatures beginning to crawl in through.
I would say that Nuro is not scared of this. Nuro is not scared of these critters. They're familiar to Nuro. So is this spirit space, I suppose. And so they're not going to really do anything. However, they are going to break out of this very warm embrace. And I agree with Tomo in that, yeah. All right.
You begin to see more and more of these creatures coming as you realize completely opposite of where you were in darkness before. It's shining brighter it's actually brighter in this cave than it was outside. And more of these creatures are coming and you hear, I'm on my way! And screeching in, almost in a power slide, is a wagon. It's like, well, hey, fellas! Y'all seem a little bit lost. You want me to get you home nice and safe and sound away from these critters that eat your face off?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Wagon.
Well, hop on in. It's a silver piece apiece.
We'll pay you in the real world. I don't know. He starts helping the boy, boys up. He gives Tomo a hand, pulls him up.
Pull him up.
Nuro urges the fox on as well.
The fox sort of leaps on and gives you a lick. And he goes, well, hold on to your proverbial helmets as we get on with this. And chips, that's the noise it makes. Wood chips. Because there's no horses drawing this thing. It's just a wagon that moves in its own cloud.
I think just while we're moving off, Nuro just has again embraces the fox and gives it a little kiss and says, thank you. I don't know what would have happened to me if you weren't there. Thank you, friend.
But I was, just like everyone else was. And you see Wagon, move. And it's almost like the entire scope, like, just peels apart as if you're like pushing through a balloon. Like, it just elastically explodes. And everybody wakes up in their respective positions. The two that were on their cushions in a meditative stance sort of look over and see Nuro sit straight up in their bed. Minh Fang, you awake down in the crypt area and you look, and the sarcophagus of Fang is not destroyed.
Wonderful. I stand up and I give it a pat and I'm like, thank you so much. Let's talk again. Maybe when I can deal with this better, but thank you. And I nick one of the scrolls and run.
Perfect. As you do that, I think you see, like, as you leave, just one of the bottles of alcohol just falls over. And you're like, it's empty? And you're like, I'm certain that was not empty when I came in.
Yeah. I quickly run up and I'm like, and I'd start pushing the statue back over and closing it, and then take the little pebble and put it in my thing, and then sort of put my hands in my pockets and just start walking back, and I'm like... and I walk up to the door and I like knock on it.
As Minh Fang does that, like the camera lingers there just that little bit longer, and Fong just walks out with like a dustpan and shovel and just goes and just like cleans up all the rubble that was there. It's like, what a mess.
I pictured for this. Stop me if you think I'm wrong, but
Stop.
I picture the scene as like when Frodo's in bed.
Exactly.
Moon Fang.
Yeah, literally.
No. Nuro forgets Minh Fang's name.
Oh yeah, like I don't think I've spoken to you this whole 3 movies. Yeah.
Thank you, I am Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, Banji's just like cuddling Nuro.
Yeah,
And, like,
and Tomo says, "Okay, all right, now," and that's when he brings everybody into a
Yeah, he opens the door. He's like, how'd it go?
I just grab you, just yoink.
And I'm
Group
like,
hug.
oh, okay, we're doing this.
And I think as you all embrace together, I think Fong is once again at the door in a, like, how did he move that fast? And he looks and says, well, you runaways are really going to make a time for yourselves, aren't you? And we'll leave it there.
The Book of War is Lucas Lee as Tomo, Georgie Hazel as Nuro, Ted Darling as Banji, myself Jesse Thomas as Minh Fang, and Ash Cooper as our Grandmaster of the White Lotus. Our theme song and outro, The Book of War, remains, as well as the Nuro and the Swamp theme, which you heard quite a lot of in this episode. Lots of little parts. Matt was very gracious to give me like 6 different versions of the song, which I absolutely loved using in this edit, as you can tell. Those are both by Matt Harrison. Additional sound effects and music are from zapsplat.com. A big thank you to our newest Patreon, Cheryl, for supporting the show. If you want to support the show like Cheryl and so many others have so far, head on over to Patreon and you will get bonus content such as Written in Flames, our pre-show arc where we learn the game, Reading the Book of War, our commentary, which has just released episode 4, and Ted will be doing a special Halloween one-shot that will release exclusively on Patreon, so get on over. For $5 US a month, you can support the show and get all that content, plus much more that we have in the works, and we're so excited to bring it to you. Here at the Book of War, we are affiliated with Forge. Forge is a tabletop platform built for Windows and Mac, and it provides a plug-and-play solution to run your games in person on a TV or projector. You can use Forge to build your own fully animated maps, or import your own maps and tokens. You can then output these to your players with a fog of war and customizable ambient audio, which is my favorite part of the whole software, by the way, just putting that out there. You can also export any of these maps you make in Forge to any virtual tabletop. So just because you're using Forge doesn't mean you have to stay there. You can use it with Roll20, you can export those maps and put them in other VTTs if you want. It's a one-time purchase with no subscription and can be used fully online. And use our offer code, the Book of War, all one word, to get $5 off either the Forge Fantasy Starter Pack or the Forge Sci-Fi Starter Pack. The next episode will be out on October the 7th, so we will see you then.
Can't stay here for too long.
2 fongs. That's how we measure time.
Make a right.
Oh my god.
This is the best off-the-cuff name I've ever come up with.
Yes, we can't stay here for too long. Okay, so